welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of A Knight's Ransom. Things are a little bit different tonight. Tonight, there is an initiative you'll have noticed over the last couple days. We have been working with. Please hold, I'm not on the right Discord channel. We have been working with Mondo Cane Publishing to support those in the Ukraine. Now, please understand that normally here at Dire Bear, we remain unpolitical. We do not take sides. This is, however, a humanitarian problem, and we decided that this was a worthy cause to support. So, any of your donations go directly to help the directly to United Help Ukraine, which is a nonprofit charity that is providing humanitarian aid to Ukrainian citizens and refugees. And it uses 99% of the donations on actual aid and less than 1% on operational and administrative expenses. Also, just as a note, everybody, if you're going to try and use your bear claws tonight, please don't. They are currently bugged on their end, and, well, we don't know what's going to happen, so just don't use them. You can remind us to stretch and hydrate, but don't use your bear claws for anything else, so. However, what I will say, if you decide to donate and you send me a screenshot of your receipt, I will allow you to make a change in my game as it's going. You can choose to give the players an item. You can choose to give the players a hint and or another benefit or bane. However you decide that you want to sway this party tonight, if you send me a screenshot over Discord of your receipt, you have the right to do that. So, of course, we'd like to thank our sponsor, D&D Beyond. That is D, the letter N, dbeyond.com. It is a wonderful repository of everything 5e. And when we last left this party, they had been tasked by Sir Carthus the Night Stalker to, well, deal with Sir Jarvan the Hammer. He doesn't seem too particularly well liked by the other Knight Lieutenant or his subordinates, but the townsfolk seem to like him. Sort of. He certainly keeps the peace. Maybe. So when we last left, we had just wrapped up with Kitchen and Orion at Demeter and Persephone's temple, yes?
Yep.
And then the rest of the party had split off into two other groups because why not split the party 3 ways?
We don't want things to be too easy for you.
What
Oh,
could it
no,
happen?
of course not. Somebody please remind me who was going where?
1 second. Monarch and Fred is going to the docks. Sasha and Karasef is going to the market.
Oh, yeah. Wait, who am I going to the market with?
Me, Sasha.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Also, I realize we're going to the market, but I'm like, what are we going to the market for?
I have no idea.
You were looking for more information on the hammer.
Oh, okay. Like, we're just two big dumb idiots.
We're gonna
Off on a
charge you
shopping
with
trip.
our...
Comes
Yeah.
back to the party with a bunch of groceries, just like, it was a good we had a good trip to the market.
So what'd you
Got a
find out?
Great deal.
What do you mean, what did we find out? We found out that the prices are absolutely disgusting here.
We
if that
found
helps.
waffles. What do you mean?
Alright.
Prices here are inflated.
Okay, so... Alright, you know what? We're gonna start with Karasef and, Sasha.
Okay.
I just needed to pick one of the groups to start with. Um. Okay. I need you both to give me perception checks to start, please.
Oh, I don't have my dice out. Well, it looks like you're gonna get a perception check for the first time in forever from my perception.
Dark mode is throwing me off, but I love it. Where's my perception? There we go. Oh, 3D dice got turned on.
Well, we are off to a great start here.
Strong.
Karisef, your hood seems to be obscuring your vision a little bit more than you were expecting.
Do I at least notice that? Can I notice that his hood is too far down?
Well, hang on, because you're gonna notice something else.
Oh, okay.
Uh. Oh shit! Yes, that was the other one. I'm sorry. I did all of my announcements, and then I forgot one of the more important ones. We would like to wish our Monric a very happy birthday as he joins us on session for his
Thank you.
birthday instead of going out and partying like the young man he is. So happy birthday, my
Old
friend.
man, no
I
fun.
hope it was a fantastic day, despite the fact that you probably had to work.
I did, but that's okay.
Okay, apologies. Okay, Sasha, what you see
Yes.
is you see what looks like a brawl starting down the street.
Oh. Hmm. That's sure. I'll be quick to point it out to Karisef. While I'm at it, if I notice that his hood is a little too far on his face, I'll just like lean over and like tuck it back off of his face a little bit by like pulling the back of it. You'll see better now, I think. How is your vision through that mask?
My vision's fine. Oh, it is brighter now.
There's a fight, I think. That way.
Let's go check it out.
Off we go.
Okay, as you draw closer to this brawl in the street, you notice that it doesn't take very long for a group of guards to respond to what's happening. And almost as soon as the brawl starts, as you get there, the brawl is over.
Oh.
These gold and red colored guards, knights, soldiers, you're not sure what their specific rank is at the moment, but they seem to have dealt with this problem pretty swiftly. And almost as if it hadn't occurred, everything just goes back to normal. There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Swift and disappointing.
I'm sorry, Zara, your mic's really soft. Did you say that with what?
Swift and disappointing.
Oh.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Oh, what's the name of the lake?
Oh my god, Heath, you're right. This group is all about the face coverings and the helmets.
Yes.
Except for two of them.
Personal preference.
Anyway.
Makes life easier.
Yeah. You don't know me, I don't know you.
Were you again?
There are a few shops around. They all seem to have, of course, different wares for sale. There are a couple different what seems to be restaurants, although perhaps you might call them more like cafes.
Is there like a bakery?
Yes, servers and soldiers alike are what was I saying? Servers and soldiers alike are setting tables to rights. And they Excuse me. Soon everything is basically as it was.
Well, if we're here for information, I think the best places to start be probably servers. They probably deal with knights more often than not.
This is a good bet. I was thinking maybe find a regular at one of the taverns.
Sure. Let's find a tavern. You can look at amongst the regulars, and I can work amongst the servers.
Perfect. We look for a tavern.
I don't know how to spell porcelain, apparently.
It's close enough.
Close enough. So you're looking for a tavern?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't really find a tavern.
Okay.
What you find instead is a small. Oh, let's see. You know what? Quentin, roll me a d4.
Yeah. Got it. D4. I rolled a 4.
It seems to be a artisanal microbrew cider brewery.
Does it smell good?
It smells delicious.
Perfect. Attention grabbed. Does it smell like there's food here?
It does.
Perfect. Attention grabbed times 2. I think we should look at this one.
Let's go.
Okay. This place is called Cedric's Ciders.
Okay.
5 times fast.
Please don't make me do that. It's bad enough you bullied me into culture. I am never gonna forgive you guys for that. I want you to know
look
that.
forward to meeting this culture when we come across it, because it will be great.
Also, before I forget, should have remembered this, there is a potential trigger warning for inappropriate conduct. Should have done that at the start of session, and I forgot. I'm sorry, because if you guys do actually find Jarvan in this session, shit's gonna happen. Anyway, continuing on. Trigger warning, inappropriate conduct. Okay, so, you walk in, and, so you remember meeting Jamie Cottonby, the, very tiny little fairy who runs, oh god. Did I give you
With
the
the
name of
accent?
that place?
He runs his tavern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the place we stayed at.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Morning Blossom Inn and Tavern. Haha, I found it. It was in a different set of notes. And he so there isn't this isn't a fairy, however. This seems to be another of the Fae, though.
Oh.
If you could quantify a dryad as part of the Fae. This gentleman stands fairly tall. However, his hair is very light pink. Almost the same color as apple blossoms.
Okay.
So they have the same stylist.
Same hair colorist.
You seem to think that his might be natural.
Oh. Okay.
No, those are definitely implants. Oh,
That was so bad.
I'll be quiet.
God damn it.
You invited me to this, so you
I
know.
know! I'm aware that I invited you to this. I knew what I was signing up for.
Happy to be here.
Apologies. Okay, what was I saying? Right, Cedric Siders. He stands at roughly about 7 foot. He is, I mean, normally you would probably describe this man as built like a brick shithouse.
Oh.
However, considering the fact that he is a dryad, this may not be the best description. Perhaps thick like an oak tree would be the better one. However, he very clearly calls an apple tree home.
Okay.
And he is preparing what seems to be a flight of cider samples. Oh my god, this is why I shouldn't have chat open when I'm trying to run game.
Cider samples.
And he slides it down to a what looks like a trio of nobles down at the other end of the bar, in front of whom stands a slender, willowy looking dryad. He then turns to look at the two of you and he has 7, and leans forward over the bar and gives you a friendly, kind, welcoming smile. Well, now I haven't seen your 2 masks around here before.
No, we're new.
Definitely new to the area.
Welcome to my little microbrewery. My name is Cedric, like the sign said. And, this is where we brew some of the best cider that Picity has ever seen. I won't say anything for Farah. I have seen some of their apple orchards. They are magnificent. Although, it wouldn't be remiss of me to say, to the pair of you, by the way, I am always partial to a man in armor.
Does that mean you'll give us a discount on a flight?
I might be persuaded. How about you tell me a little bit about yourself, stranger?
That's not likely to happen.
Wait, I'm sorry. Really? Really? This man, who I know who he worships, doesn't want to talk about himself.
Who he worships. That has nothing to do with talking about himself.
I just watched Otter losing his shit in the camera, too.
This
on
calls for an
mission, Cody.
image. I'm just going to put this here for you guys.
No more.
Thank you, Cody, for this lovely image. I'm going to use the
very
shit
welcome.
out of it.
Excellent.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'll hold up my hands and I'll introduce myself at least.
Sure.
My name's Sasha. Sasha Volkov.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Sasha. As I said, my name is Cedric. I actually call the biggest apple tree in our orchard, which is just outside of town, home.
Must be
They get
lovely.
some of
Live
the
in a
best
tree.
sun. Well, live in a tree is a very strange concept. I sort of live in the tree, but I also sort of am the tree.
So if we were to go there now, the tree wouldn't be there.
No, the tree would be there. It just isn't quite as big as when I am there.
Nothing for that.
Don't do it, Otter. Don't do it. Um, well, how
What
about
did
I
I
get you...
do?
I'm watching you in chat. Why don't I get you a sample of our cider, and then you can decide if you want the flight.
Worried now. Did any of this come out of the tree that you're a part of?
How else would I ensure that only the highest quality of apples were used in my cider? This isn't a cannibalistic thing, or I guess a vegetarian thing, for the record. How would it be any different than, say, a Tandrak using druidcraft to make a tree better? It's basically the same thing.
Well, I'm
I
not
just know
eating that
exactly
tree.
which apples are ripe and which ones aren't.
Sounds to me like you have a very intimate relationship with this tree, and I'd rather not be a part of that.
Arsef, I think you're digging yourself a hole. Stop. For a moment. For a moment. Just, we'll take one each, please. Perhaps, get my friend here something different.
Very well.
Thank you.
There are, of course, specific trees that we use for specific ciders that helps us keep track about who, well, it helps us keep track to make sure that each quantity is the same. So for that, then, and he turns and he pours 2 glasses of cider. One is it's that really nice pale golden yellow that you get from a good carbonated cider.
Yeah.
And he slides that across to Sasha.
Perfect.
And then the one that he sets out for Karasef is a pale reddish orange. And he just says, I would like you to try these before I tell you what's in them. I can promise, Sir Masked, that, none of those apples came from me.
I will very quickly take a sip of mine. In probably the most awkward way possible, push open the helmet and do that fun little fashion of pouring it in.
He kind of looks at what you're doing a little bit curiously before he reaches down and pulls out what looks like a metal tube and just holds it out to you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I would like one of those as well.
He holds the same out to you.
You even have a mouth hole in that mask?
How do you think I speak?
Little piece of Velcro.
Now,
damn it.
now hold on a second. How do you think I speak? It's just flat against your face. I just thought your voice was always muffled.
What? Oh, I thought you were asking if I had a mouth underneath the mask.
No, obviously I know you have a mouth underneath the mask.
Well,
Unless
you
it smelled
travel
like you're
with
talking.
companions that clearly don't, so it was a thought.
Just because I'm a big guy doesn't mean I'm stupid.
And
Why would you think People think you don't have a mouth under that thing?
two of our companions, do not have mouths. At least not
They
mouths
do?
that move.
Does kitchens move?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like there's movement, but there's no like hole or mouth like like that.
Like
Okay.
Neo in the first movie when the mouth
Yeah,
melds over. There you go.
yeah, that exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Love it.
Fantastic. I'm not gonna unsee that now.
Nope.
Mm,
And
mhm.
I don't think you should. This is incredibly interesting.
Although suddenly, since
Okay.
Orion's mouth doesn't move, I really want him to take up ventriloquism.
Okay, Mom. What would you like to change in the game?
Oh,
Let me think on it. I'll let you know.
Mama
Okay.
Bear.
Uh,
Thank you
This
for
is-
joining the initiative.
yes, thank you very much for joining the initiative. For those who are joining us and missed my spiel at the beginning, if you donate to the Roll for Ukraine charity via Facebook and send me a screenshot of the completed payment, I will allow you to make a change to my game. If you wish to give the party a detriment, if you wish to make it harder for them to find their objective, if you want to make it easier for them, if you just want me to introduce a brand new NPC that they are then going to bully me into giving culture for, you can do that. You
Teleport
just
us
need
to
to
the
let
boss,
me
Mama
know.
Bear.
we
You
need
just
like
need
4
to let
more
me know what you
Spider-Men.
want.
Teleport us to the boss.
No, they're man
No!
spiders, Zara. They're man spiders.
Yes, man spiders. Just we stumble upon an entire town of man spiders.
There
There
is
are
one.
limits.
Oh, I
There
know.
are limits to what I will allow you to do to my game, such as teleporting the party to the boss. There is steps they've got to do, plot shit they've got to uncover, but you
Teleport
can
the
make it
boss to
easier
us.
for them or harder. It is up to you.
That
That's it.
being said, really quick, for anyone in chat who does not have us directly on Discord, if you do want to partake in this lovely offer from our DM, but don't have a way to reach out to us in Discord, message us on Twitch, and we will get you the appropriate information to send over to the DM.
I am Pink Rambo in chat, so you could always DM it directly to me via Twitch. I do have Twitch open. Otter, I know that it's super last minute. Could you put my Twitch handle on the overlay? Thanks. Okay,
Yeah.
back to these nerds in the cider shop. While my mother thinks about what she would like to do to change the game. Okay, so I need Sasha and Karasef to roll me. Let's go with investigation checks, please.
Investigation. The one I'm not good at.
I have a +0. I rolled a natural 20.
I
Yeah.
see that.
I have a +1, and I rolled a 6.
Okay. All you can taste in yours, Sasha, is apples. But it is smooth. The carbonation doesn't it doesn't hurt. Everything about it is it's the perfect glass of cider. The alcohol's not too strong. It's like it's Summersby on a cold day.
Okay.
However, Parasef, with the 20, you can tell exactly what's in this and how it is being made to be that reddish orange. And this is a apple blood orange cider. And so it has that nice blend and meld of oh my god, sorry, words are failing me. Of the two citrus, like the two fruits together. You've got the tang of the orange citrus with that sharp tartness of the apple, and the way that it blends together is just so delicious. He's not, he's not yanking your chain when he says that he's, um, well, one of the best ciders in Picety.
And
Absolutely delicious on my end, at least.
sure.
Uh, he tells you both what is specifically in yours. Karaseth, you already knew because of that 20 on investigation. And Sasha, he tells you that there was a slight hint of cinnamon, which cuts through the tartness of the apple when it's left to ferment, which is what made it smooth.
Now I'm going to steal his secrets and start my own cider business.
Well, there is a little bit more work to it than that.
Yeah.
But,
Mhm.
Friend of Dryad, you'll do great.
Can I interest you in a flight?
I'm quite all right.
Are you saying flight?
Flight,
Yeah,
as
like
in
a flight of beers.
FLIHT. Yeah.
HT. It's a different flavor, so you have little glasses, about 5 or 6 different flavors, and
Oh,
you get to
to
try
be
them.
honest, my brain was like flight, FLIGHT, and I was like, where are we going? I didn't understand at all. And
I can
Yeah,
show you
it's just
the
it's like you would know it better as like a sampler,
oh,
but they're calling it a flight of ciders.
oh, a flight. Haha.
world.
I get it now. Listen, that made no sense to me. I'm uncultured. It's fine.
No, it's okay. I'm not gonna lie. This place is very heavily based off of one of one of Mom and Dad's favorite wineries.
Okay. I was just like, I don't understand. That's just me being a fool, though. So don't listen to me.
So he actually slides a menu across the bar between the two of you.
Thank you.
And you take a look, and it tells you roughly what the portions are. And these are large portions. You know, the kind that you would order after not eating breakfast and doing a 4-hour photo shoot and not finish it because it's so much food.
Well, I'm a big boy and I like to eat, so what we cook then?
Karaseth is wondering what a photo shoot is.
Sorry, no, that I was seeing if Mom's gonna recognize where you guys are. So, it has a list of different foods that seem maybe not specifically dryad oriented. A lot of them actually seem to contain meat, and most dryads are vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
There is what seems to be, they call it a cheese drizzled ground beef tortilla.
Okay.
There also seems to be something that they called fried potatoes, covered in other kinds of cheese, a meat gravy of some kind. They don't specify what meat gravy it is specifically because there's also a list of meats that is available for the day. So, and it seems to change based on what day it is. It seems that today is beef. So it would be a beef gravy.
Okay.
As well, there is what seems to be a grilled chicken between two. They call them flaky buns.
Okay.
And then on the other side of the menu is their list of ciders and what each of them contain.
Okay. The one with the flaky bun. I'll get that.
Okay. And
Please.
I'm good, thank you.
he just nods his head. And yeah. Fuck. Yes, Mom, that is exactly what I'm referring to. Okay. Do you have anything that you guys would like to ask Cedric since you're here? Once he takes your order, he puts it in at the back, and you are, well, able to continue on. If you have questions, which you know you should, because that was the whole point you came in here.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can spot somebody who's like posted up in their quote unquote usual spot. Somebody like like Norm from Cheers.
There doesn't seem to be, and you think that is mostly because this building isn't that big. It has one long bar behind which both Cedric and the willowy dryad are standing. And it seems more like this is a place for rotating clientele than people who are there on a consistent basis.
So even the locals aren't that big a fan of the drinks.
That's. I'm sorry. Have I done something to offend you?
No.
Then I must ask why you're being so rude.
It's in my nature.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate because I'm going to have to ask you to leave my establishment if you're not going to be kind. Get out. Change your attitude or get out.
Talking to both of us, or is it just him?
It's just Karasef because
Okay.
you have been polite to him the entire time.
Okay.
Sasha, I believe I'll leave you to it for a moment. Step out front.
Of course. When when Karasef leaves, I'll apologize for his behavior. I'm terribly sorry for him.
It's unfortunate that you hang around with such a character.
Well, if anything, actually, I'm new to his companionship, so
Well, it doesn't take too much longer before somebody brings your sandwich out to you. It is moist, when you bite into it, kind of deal.
Mhm.
So I can't help but notice that you're not from around here, and not just in the sense of like you're not from Arkala. I mean, you're not a Piscedean.
no, I travel a lot, actually.
Hmm. What would one such as yourself find themselves doing here?
Traveling through, actually. We're making our way through towns, just traveling alone.
You're not happen to look for work, are you?
Well, I'm always here to help, depending on what you need.
Well, one of the lumber mills has been having a little bit of a problem recently.
Okay.
and as such, our shipment of lumber is a little bit late. And if we can't get some of these new casks made, then we're not going to be able to cask up in time.
Right.
And we don't want this product to go to waste.
Of course. Did you want me to take the time to check it out? Is it along the way or out of town? Come back?
It's just a little bit north out of town. Uh, Not even a day's journey.
Um, of course, I can look into it. I do have a party I'm traveling with, and depending on timing, we should be able to, if I do my math correctly.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
Hmm.
If you successfully deal with whatever it is that is plaguing that lumber yard, I will see to it that you and your friends, party, companions, whatever they may be, uh, will receive a permanent discount at any of my locations. And I have them in most of the major ones.
That that includes the food, yes?
Yes,
Well, I don't see a problem with it. I could ask. I don't see why not.
perfect. I don't think it's anything. It might just be a breakdown in equipment, but I can't really go out and check.
Of course.
It's a little bit too far from the orchard. This is kind of the extent. I don't like cutting, cuttings off of my trees just to be able to travel. So I rather like staying where I'm rooted, as it were.
Of course. Uh, well, in return, if you wouldn't mind, my party and I are, well, actually, I am doing a little bit of research into the lieutenants here. What do you know about Jarvan?
Oh, Sir Jarvan.
Yes.
Actually, I don't have a problem with the man.
No.
No, I mean, he's keeping the streets settled, for one, and nothing against Sir Carthus, honestly. I've known that man for a very, very long time. I mean, dryads live as long as their trees do, and my apple tree is still growing strong, so um but his men just don't have the same, I guess, reaction and swift reaction to troublemakers. Not the way Jarvan's men do.
So it's always Jarvan's men that step in. Would it be even the fact that, hmm,
Well,
okay,
during the day it's usually Jarvan's men. Like I said, it's nothing against Carthus. His men are good. They're both of equal status, but uh, Jarvan has his men patrolling the city significantly more than Carthus does. And so he keeps the market in order so that things like, I mean, what I'm sure you saw as you came in, don't turn into citywide brawls and riots. It is dealt with swiftly, and there's very little way in the damage to storefronts.
okay. Hmm.
Now, I will admit, I'm not thrilled with the rumors of his conduct with his squire. But, as far as I'm able to determine, they're just rumors. She comes in here sometimes. Nice girl. Uh, based off of a juniper bush. No, not based off of. That was wrong. Hang on, not based off of. She calls a juniper bush home.
Oh,
Calls herself Juniper.
I'll have to make sure if I see her that I introduce myself then.
She's lovely. Well,
You've been
the
uh Very kind.
No, go ahead.
Thank you for all your help.
No, my pleasure. You were a delight to have in my microbrewery. Um, no rush. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your cider. And if something changes, you would like to try a flight, if you'd like another glass, just give me a call. My name is Cedric.
Of course. Thank you, Cedric. Um, Table we ended up taking, is it like farther out or is there other tables?
It's not a table. You guys were at the bar.
Oh, at the bar. Okay.
There is only a long bar in this
Okay.
room.
Sorry, I apologize. Is there anyone close to me then?
There's the trio of nobles at the end, but there doesn't seem to be anybody else. It's
Oh.
not so much that it's like not busy, but also you guys are kind of at the beginning of the day, so you're not going to get anybody who would be termed as a hardworking man in here yet. Anybody who's coming in right now is somebody who A, doesn't have to work, and B, has money to burn because
Okay.
they don't have to work because they're stupid rich.
Oh, goody. That's not me. I will like turn in the separate direction of the people that are sitting at the end of the bar. I instead of flipping the mouthpiece of the mask up, I will or my helmet up. I'll take my helmet and kind of push it up so that like my chin and my mouth is showing.
Okay.
And I will quickly chow down. I am very food motivated, so it does not take me long. And
Cedric politely gives you your privacy after seeing how you turn.
yeah. And then once I'm done, I will finish the cider and secure my helmet back into its spot and pay for my food, drink, and Karasef's drink, and then prepare to go on my way.
Okay. Karasef, during the about 15 to 20 minutes it takes for Sasha to A, finish the conversation, and B, finish his food, what are you doing outside of this microbrewery for ciders?
Probably just leaning against a post waiting.
Wow.
Menacingly.
So
Yes.
menacing.
He's
Yes.
just standing there. Menacingly.
Very menacingly, apparently. Nobody approaches you.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys reconvene. However, before you guys get to do any of that RP, hold on to that thought. Monric and Fred. Okay.
Yep.
You guys were headed for the docks.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you a little bit, and I'm actually gonna need you both to give me a survival check not to get lost in the city. You get turned around a little bit at first, but then you get your bearings again in the city and are able to find your way to the docks. The docks is bustling with activity. It is busy. People are moving back and forth and uh carting anything from fabrics to crates laden with God knows what. Um, there is what seems to be a shipment of weapons, all piece tied in their sheaths and attached to weapons racks that are just being carried, down the laneway, to what you could only assume, is an armory of some kind, or they're carting them directly to the knight's barracks. Um, the noise here is almost deafening. There is also various fishermen and other boatsmen coming in from their morning haul, and others setting out for an afternoon, or for their afternoon at sea, trawling for whatever they may find.
Fred's gonna lean over to Monric. They're really busy here. Did you see those weapons?
Very. Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're
I'd
gonna
like
be
to see where
used?
they're going.
Well, let's follow them.
Who knows? It might lead us to Sir
Sir
Jarvis.
Jarvin, exactly.
So you're gonna follow the weapons.
Yep.
Fantastic. Love it. Okay. So you are following the weapons. Okay. Words. Okay. Sorry, I'm just taking notes to make sure I tell you guys the right thing. Then are you doing it stealthily, or what are you guys doing here? If you're gonna follow the weapons, you need to give me a little bit more information than that.
Just sort of following them.
Not really stealthily, but just, we're walking along, following along, just seeing what it is, checking out the area. Not trying to be like we're right on top of them, but just seeing part of the city. Just
Okay.
Fred would have her arm, hooked into Monric as they're walking along, just as if they were, walking along, enjoying the scenery and just seeing the city.
Okay. Then I need you both to roll me perception checks, please.
Sorry. What was it?
Perception.
Perception. Okay. There's a couple points where you lose them in the crowd because as they transition from the docks, through the market, it's understandably busy. I mean, people have to work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a city that is now fully and 100% awake and alive. Um, However, you do manage to follow these weapons. However, they are not brought to the Knights Barracks like you thought they were going to. Instead, they are taken to the Temple District.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh god, did I write down what he did?
Hmm.
Oh god, I did.
And
Hey.
during this, do we see any groups of the Knights men floating about?
You do not. Well, you mean, okay, let me rephrase. You do, but you don't. It seems to be just regular guards, but nothing that would denote them as a knight.
And what temple do the weapons arrive at?
I need to double check because I can't remember what he did. I know that I said that he did something, and I don't remember what it was. Because I know that there is no longer a temple for Hades because of what Jarvan did, and I don't remember who he dedicated it to.
I thought it was Ares and Eros.
That sounds right.
That
Yeah.
also sounds right, but I am quickly checking through the person who took, like, ridiculous
Right.
amounts of notes to see if she took it down.
To Ares.
She did. Hades to Ares and Eros. That is correct. Okay. Good memory. It is brought to what looks like, at one point, might have been a place of commerce. However, it is definitely not that now. There is sections of this place that are blocked off by curtains that you are not allowed to go to on stream. Those are all fade to black areas. Yes, Mom.
Nothing?
However, the big thing seems to be, um, okay, so this room has been cleared out. It is clear by some indentations on the floor that this used to be a place where many, many desks were laid out. Um, and it looks like this was a place where if you needed financial assistance, you would come to seek out priests and acolytes of Hades, who would be able to help you manage your money, help you fund a business, help you, afford a new house because you need to move because your family's getting bigger, that kind of thing. It's another place that, oh, we're gonna also help you invest your money so it'll grow. Like this was a bank. Was a bank. Is no longer a bank. The entire area is filled uh with what looks to be small arenas laid out for individual sparring. Um and most of them actually have people in them and they are going back and forth. However, there is one that has a very specific looking crowd. Uh, and this seems to be more that it looks more like a cage match than a spar. The weapons have been brought to the side, and they seem to be talking to somebody who looks like a gladiator. Although you can tell by the tattoos that cover his body, he is a priest of Ares. So yes, he is a gladiator, but he is likely the head priest of the local temple. Uh,
I'm gonna go ahead and go over there.
okay.
Helen, well met.
Uh, he holds up a finger to you for a moment as they continue to converse. In well, as they continue to converse very quietly in a language that you're not sure you understand.
That happens a lot.
What language?
No, you also wouldn't understand this, Fred, because this actually sounds like a ridiculously banal conversation. However, they both look very concentrated, and it doesn't match their expressions.
Thieves can't.
Yes, but you don't know thieves can't.
Yep.
So the priest that is standing in front of you is covered in what looks like what we would know as Nordic markings and tattoos. His hair is short cropped. He stands very wide. And it definitely doesn't help that he's standing there with both hands on either side of his belt buckle to make himself look even bigger. Almost like he might feel threatened by Monric's presence.
That's interesting.
Well, apologies about that. Welcome to the Temple of Ares. What can I do for you today? Yes, this man is power posing at Monric.
I happen to be a follower of the Way of the Hammer and was wondering if you could possibly introduce us to the Knight Commander who is known as the Hammer.
Okay. I want you to give me a deception check, please, Monric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fred is going to speak up. Now, Monarch, it's not that you want to be a follower, not necessarily that you are right now.
Ah, ha, ha,
I
ha.
follow the hammer. What more can I say?
Oh, wait, no, that's true. That's not actually a lie. That's not actually a lie.
It's not.
No, you are correct. I got caught by the double speak myself. The deception check is still gonna stand. However, it did drop the DC considerably because you're not actually lying. He kind of relaxes this power pose, but he's definitely still holding it. Well, it is nice to meet you. I am the head priest of this particular temple. My name is Phil, which seems weird to you because it is such a plain, ordinary name for a man who looks this jacked. Like this is Arnold Schwarzenegger in his heyday of bodybuilding. So these are like muscles upon muscles.
So you're a great trainer then. Would that be correct?
I have trained many heroes in the way of Ares. And it has been my greatest pleasure to have been partnered with the Knight Lieutenant Jarvan so that we could have a larger space with which to worship.
Well, it seems that partnership has definitely done well for you. This is quite the establishment you have.
Thank you. Come, you and your I'm sorry. What should I refer to you as?
My name is Fredina.
Ah, well, allow me to give you and Fredrina the tour.
That would
And
be lovely.
as he does, he explains that each ring has a different skill set that they try and train for. There is some that is specifically for swordplay, there is some that is specifically for unconventional weapons, things like whips or oh my god, I am blanking on what the weapon is called, but it is a dagger attached to a long rope with a weight at the end. I just can't remember what that's called. It has a specific name. I just don't remember what it is.
A rope dart?
I think so.
It's a like a I can't remember. It's like a jagutai.
Um,
It's a rope hammer, a rope knife.
yeah, but it's so there's unconventional weaponry, swordplay, hammer, hammer combat. There is a place to teach people how to dual wield, how to teach people how to duel. Just like one hand, like what you would normally see when it comes to fencing. So these weapons are very slender. The people in the fencing ring seem to be covered in some of them are covered in what looks like welts, almost as if they had taken a cane across the area. But that's when you notice that anybody who is training in that particular area and looks like they're new are actually just using lengthy wooden switches instead of actual weaponry. However, there are some that also are using the actual weaponry and they are covered in small cuts. Everybody here is topless.
Hmm.
Uh, if there are any women, and which there are, they are also topless. However, they are wearing breast straps, so to keep their lady parts in the proper position. Some of them even have what look like to be strange contraptions that hold everything in place. Uh, Anybody curious? They would be a lot like either, well, they would be a lot like a sports bra designed to hold just everything in place so nothing moves. But yes, everybody who is training here within the Temple of Ares is topless. It is warm in here because of the shifting of bodies, it's I mean, this is not a place for quiet contemplation. It is loud. He
Does Sir
points at a Go ahead.
does Sir Jarvan come here often?
He doesn't come here often, but he comes here on occasion. I think he is actually due to test one of our acolytes
Hmm.
on their journey to be a priest. And if they pass Sir Jarvan's test, then we will send them out to Inverness,
Mm.
to our temple there.
And when would that be?
Hmm, I believe he is scheduled for. And before he can tell you the answer, there is a large uproar from the cage match as somebody is slammed into this cage. Ah, I do believe it'll probably be in the next 2 days. Come along. Let me introduce you. The in this cage is two combatants. One is a mess of bruises, is laying on the ground, not moving, although there are other priests who are already inside the cage and attending to him and his wounds. And the other is tall, burly, and gray-skinned with dark blue markings across his skin. For those curious, this is a Goliath.
Very impressive.
Yes, this is the acolyte who will be going up against Sir Jarvan fairly soon. He is a pride. Very proud of him.
I'd be
See why?
interested in seeing this match. Is there going to be open attendance?
Yes. Yes. Yes, there will. Um well, if you come back in a couple days and uh the match I believe will take place at noon. That's usually when he is done with his well, that is when Jarvan is typically done with his runnings around for the day.
So noon is the best time to catch him then. That's good to
It'll
know.
be the best time to catch him in 2 days here. I don't know what his schedule is normally. He's usually out and about and around doing his rounds. He visits businesses, make sure everything is going going well. He'll sometimes visit the temples, make sure that any protection that is needed for the priests, priestesses, acolytes, and whatnot that are here, that it's given. I don't have a problem with Sir Jarvan. I don't have a problem with Sir Karthus either, but he's a bit of a hard ass.
I'm afraid I don't know him, so. But
You
seeing
wouldn't.
as
You wouldn't have anything to worry about. Look at you. I'm pretty sure you could just, hold your own against them. Fred kind of just tilts her head to Monarch's shoulder, since, she's kind of short.
well, I'm interested in learning more effective means of using my hammer. And it sounds like this is the place to do that.
Okay. Uh. Um. Stonewatcher, come on down out of that cage. The Goliath steps down and stands in front of Phil, giving him a nod. What can I do for you, High Priest? He is rather soft-spoken for a man that size. You would expect his voice to be loud and booming, almost like Phil's, but it's not. It is soft-spoken, quiet, pleasant. Well, this gentleman here would like a lesson in the hammer. I think perhaps you might need to oblige him. Consider it part of your training. After all, you can't be a priest if you can't teach. And you've done well with everything else, so let's see how well you do with the hammer. And they gesture for you to walk with them towards the hammer arena.
It's going to use
Very
message as
good.
a cantrip to Monric and say, are you sure about this? You can
It's a
answer, no one
way
else hear
to,
you.
it's a way to get us to trust them and gives us a reason to be asking questions about the hammer himself.
Okay.
Assuming I can think that back to Fred.
Yep.
Yes, you can.
Yep. No, absolutely.
So,
That's how the message works.
yeah.
As Monarch heads into the cage, can Fred try to do the enlarge spell on him as he's going in?
Sure, you can certainly try.
Yep.
Oh, we don't need to go overboard here.
You're sure? Then Fred steps
Let's
back and lets Monarch go. Be safe.
let's see what happens.
Okay. Step into the ring. You are instructed to remove your armor.
Okay, I'll remove it.
It's explained that this is to make sure that everything's fair. You know, you can't really be having people who have, magical armor that might make it harder for them to be hit. This puts everybody on an even playing field, regardless of height. Fred, as you're glancing around, that you can see that there are rings that are teaching people of smaller size how to take down opponents larger than them, as well as the reverse. There is ones that show larger opponents how to get a hold of those smaller, slipperier opponents. This if this hadn't taken over a Temple of Hades to be here, this is a great place. This is a place where you can train and learn different skills. Monric, I need a performance check from you, please, sir.
All right. Ow.
That's okay. So Stonewatcher begins by kind of running you through some drills.
I'm good at drills.
Yes,
I can do drills.
but the drills that he runs you through aren't familiar, so you don't necessarily do well. However, you do pick it up pretty quickly. I mean, the Warhammer is your weapon of choice.
Yep.
And then once you start picking it up, he starts instructing you on different things. The next this is going to be a bonus. You guys go at this for about 40 minutes. Fred, I will give you a chance to kind of do something else during this if you would
Hmm?
like. Monric, the next time you are in combat, you're going to want to write this down because this is going to be important. The next time you are in combat and you roll a critical 1, you get a free reroll.
Nice. Thank you.
With the benefits of the lessons from the Temple of Ares. Fred. I know you're putting it into your notes so that it's not forgotten.
Yeah, it's already there. So
Fred,
Fred's gonna turn
he's
to
at this.
Phil.
Yeah, he's at this for 40 minutes. What do you want to stand
Mhm.
there and watch for 40 minutes and be his personal little cheer squad, or what would you like to do?
Well, once Fred realizes that Monarch's gonna be okay, she's gonna take a little walk around, um, checking out the areas, seeing if there's any something that doesn't look right, something that may not be correct, that may trigger.
Okay.
And
Give
I,
me a perception check then, please, Fred.
yeah, I know. Oops,
It's okay. I got something fun for you.
not too bad.
Okay. It takes you a little bit of wandering, but you eventually find yourself near rings that aren't necessarily as popular as the ones closer to the front. And this is the first time you have seen somebody who is completely armored. And by completely armored, I mean she's in a sleeveless leather jerkin, knee-high leather boots. It is covered in gold rivets and various tooling. And you notice on her hip one of the most peculiar weapons you have ever seen. And while everybody else seems to keep their hair fairly close to the head, hers is easily past her shoulders and raven black. And she is almost barking orders at a pair in the ring who seem to be fighting particularly with quarterstaffs and are dressed the same.
Hmm. Fred's going to approach and just watch for a bit. She doesn't want to interfere with what this woman is doing.
Okay.
Wow.
This woman glances over at you. Please hold. I need to remind myself of something. Because my memory is great, but it is not infallible. Uh, this is arguably, uh, the pair of bluest eyes you have ever seen before. And, the two in the ring stop and lean against their quarterstaffs. One is a short-haired blonde, and the other is a longer-haired blonde. Both are dressed very similarly to the woman in leather. And now that you're closer, you notice that the weapon on her hip is a circlet.
Hi. You seem. I was just What are you teaching them here?
Well, I was attempting to teach them. Well, quarterstaves are not as easy as everybody likes to think they are. They are a very versatile weapon. Many people will use them almost solely in one hand. However, you can fight, or sorry, solely in two hands. However, you can fight with them in one. And of course, useful for they're useful for putting a little distance between you and whatever it is that you might be fighting. Allow me to demonstrate. And she steps into the ring, and one of the quarterstaves is tossed to her, and you watch as she plants it in the ground, braces her feet against the other quarterstaff, and then pushes herself back, doing a very graceful arc to land back on her feet. Quarterstaff only in one hand, as she slides down to I guess brace in the pose.
You are very talented. I've never used a quarterstaff.
Would you like to learn?
I'd love to try it. Sure.
Come on into the ring. You don't have to take your armor off for this.
Well, I don't have armor. I just have my leaves.
Ah, well then. Ivory, your quarterstaff. And the quarterstaff is held out to you, Fred.
Fred's going to take it.
I need you to give me a performance check, please.
Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
7.
It is a let's see. It is a I mean, you've never used one before. So, starting out at the very beginning, she kind of goes through the forms and how to hold it and, whatever else. And it eventually comes down to the point where you're not sure if you could do it again without more training and having to spend, maybe a month coming to train with these ladies. But I also need you to give me an insight check, please.
Okay.
Perfect. You notice and hear the other two, who were introduced to you as Comet and Ivory, that uh it's almost time for Juniper to come limping back into the temple. And they say it snidely, as if they're mocking this whoever it was. However, the black-haired woman gives them a rather scathing "I'm disappointed in you" look, and both of them stop talking shortly after that.
You
And
see,
instead, politely give you tips and tricks to improve your posture and improve how you're handling this weapon.
I appreciate this. It's interesting. But I am much better with. And she just does a spell levitate and levitates up a bit and then puts herself back down.
Okay. Everybody has their strengths, but it is always good to be able to defend yourself in case you find yourself in a place that doesn't allow magic.
I agree, and I appreciate all of this.
Well, if you ever feel like you need to expand on these skills, feel free to come back.
I'm not too sure how long we are, but I would love to come back and stick around. My companion's over with what would they say his name was? Oh, my memories. Oh, Stonewatcher, that's right. He's over being taught by Stormwatcher how to do some stuff.
Ah, yes, Stonewatcher. Soon to be the next in the ranks of priests and priestesses.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. My name is Fred.
My name is Ronan.
Ronan. That's a pretty name.
Thank you.
Did anyone ever tell you got beautiful blue eyes?
I've been told that before,
I figured you had.
but it's always nice to hear. You're not Piscean. You don't talk like a Piscean. Your accent, it's not from
No,
around here.
no, I'm originally from Pran.
Okay.
I've just
Hey,
been
I'm not
traveling
judging.
around.
Traveling's dangerous these days.
It can be, but I'm with a group that I trust.
Yeah, trust is always important.
For sure.
Well, if you wish to come back and learn more about the quarterstaff, or perhaps any other weapon, I'd be more than happy to assist.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, she holds her hand out to you,
Mhm. Fred, take her hand.
and as you take her hand, something is pressed into your hand. The
Fred's gonna
look
take both.
she, the look she gives you makes it very clear that you should not look at that around anybody else
Well,
besides
Fred's gonna
your
take
own
her
family.
other hand on the other hand and slide the hands away and just keep it and
'Kay.
put it in a pocket. And looks at her and nods.
She gives a nod, and then turns back to the other two and gets them back in the ring to continue their training.
Good
And
luck,
you have
ladies.
been. They both kind of give you that two-finger salute before you are basically summarily dismissed.
I'll head back towards watching Monarch.
Yeah. Shortly after you get back, Monric has finished his 40-minute training session with Stonewatcher and gotten his nice little boon. uh,
Thank you very much.
oh, it is my pleasure to have assisted you today. You are like a sponge, as they would say, although we don't normally deal with sponges. Sponges are too soft for us.
Well, I try not to be too soft, but I have definitely learned things this day, and I appreciate the time that you've given.
You were a fantastic student. Please, if you ever get the urge to get another lesson with the hammer, come see me again.
I will indeed.
He holds his hand out to you to shake, however, he is not giving you anything. But he has been impressed by your fighting prowess. So,
I will
that
shake
is
his
something.
hand in return.
Fantastic. He even offers to assist you back into your armor.
All right, I'll take the help.
And then you and Fred are set to go. It seems that the weapons that were being delivered might actually be graduating presents.
Very nice, very appropriate. And I'll ask before we leave, um, just how often does the hammer come to the temple to train?
The
Because I
hammer,
am curious to see him.
the hammer typically doesn't train with us. He teaches his squire, and then trains almost exclusively against Sir Carther. His
Okay.
combat prowess it is nothing to sneer at, and he is definitely a follower of Hades, of Ares, not Hades. He's a follower of Ares. Karthus is the follower of Hades.
So, his squire, that's Juniper, is it not?
Uh, yes. Actually, her knighthood test happens next week.
Okay.
7 days.
Thank you. Thank you.
She will make
Is
a
that
fine
going to
knight.
be held here as well?
No, I believe that one is being held in the Knight's Bailey. However, that one does have an open invitation, because if you can't fight with hundreds of people watching you, you're going to be of no use on the battlefield.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay. You guys are... It is about mid-afternoon by the time everybody has finished their particular tasks. And as the party collects themselves, where did you guys want to meet back up? I guess that is the real question.
I think the plan was to go back to the
To the end.
yeah.
Okay. So you all wind up back at the Morning Blossom Inn and Tavern. And Jamie lets you know that there is a private dining room if your group would like to use it.
Shakes her head.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And as you guys move into said private dining room, we are going to take a quick 10-minute break because I need to get up and stretch my back. Workout yesterday and lifting very heavy rolls of fabric today. I need to get up and stretch, but I can't do that because, well, I mean, as you see, there's my bed frame directly up top of me, so I can't really stand in here. So I need to get up and stretch and get myself something to drink. So we will be back at 25 after the hour, and we'll figure out what the party knows so far. Thank you so much for sticking around, guys, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. so much for sticking around with us, guys. My body is usually pretty stiff after the workout that I have the day before, so I do need to remember to get up and stretch when I can. Just a reminder, we are running stuff for charity for Roll for Ukraine. As always on Dire Bear, we do try to remain as non-political as possible. However, this is a humanitarian effort, and we are stepping in to do so. And in addition to that, if you make a donation while during this stream, you can send me either through Twitch, my name is on the overlay, or through Discord. You can find me in the Dire Bear channel under the same name. No, sorry, my name is currently DM/Venolin on. Anyway, no, actually, I've got the first part of my name. My name is on Discord. you can... I never know what I name myself. I've got so many different nicknames across so many different servers. You can send me a screenshot of your donation, and then you can tell me what you want changed in my game. And as long as it's not going to break my game, I am more than happy to do it. Matter of fact, I finally got what Mom wants, and she's not getting it tonight.
So that's not
She
a
might
no
get
in
it
the
next week.
future.
It's not a no in the future. I just may not be able to work it in right at the night that you ask for it, but it will come. I promise it will. And you can just send me the screenshot and we'll talk. So party, you meet back up in the private dining room at the Morning Blossom Inn and Tavern.
Before Fred heads into the room, she wants to go freshen up so she can read that letter or the note in private.
It's not a note.
What is it?
It is it is actually a necklace. And as you hold it in your hands and look it over, your thumb rubs against something that moves. And in your mind, you hear, if you ever need help, ask for the Amazons at the Temple of Ares. Otter, you good? Oh, you were picking up the
He's
cat.
better
I
now.
thought you were. I was
Hello,
half expecting your
cheeseburger.
camera to freeze and the stream to drop because you were laughing so hard you fell out of your chair.
No,
Just like Spaz
Cheeseburger
on
was
Saturday.
yelling at me from next to my chair.
For attention, because
Yep.
kitty.
Fred will put the necklace on and then head into the dining room.
Okay. It is a very simple, like, it's a simplistic thing. It's just kind of got scrolling and ancient Greek looking iconography on it.
Mhm.
It's very simple. Oh god, my brain just fried. Okay, party.
We're at the
You
dining
are
room.
now at, yes, you're in the dining room.
So we learned that the night lieutenant is generally done with his activities about noon.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we've got no insight on where he goes. We do know where he'll be in 2 days' time. I don't know that it would help us, but it's a thought.
Well, the forces are about a week behind us, so we do have time if we need it.
2 weeks behind you.
2 weeks.
Even better.
Speaking of time, Karasef and I, we went to, well, this is delectable place, actually, kitchen. You'd probably love it. It was called
Cedric
oh my
says
god.
yours.
I almost was like Seed and Ciders, and I'm like, that's wrong. Cedric?
Cedric.
Cedric
Cedric
Siders.
Siders.
Cedric Ciders. the food was absolutely delectable, and what I did drink was quite nice as well.
Yes, the owner likes to sell himself.
Karaseth got kicked out.
Pardon?
He said some mean things. Tell me I'm wrong. And he got himself removed from the premises. Not forcibly, at least. That was quite nice. He seemed, well, the information I got, he doesn't seem to have an issue with Jarvan and his men. Everyone we spoke to, I think, seemed quite all right with him, as far as I'm aware. He asked us if we could do something for him then, though, and it was just to check out a wood mill, lumber yard. That's a little up north of town, less than a day's travel. He said we would get discounts on food. Actually, Fred, you'd probably like to meet him as well. He was very pleasant.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'm always up for a discount on food.
That's kind of why I said I'd talk to my party and see if we'd be interested in it. I mean, not to say that Kitchen's food isn't absolutely delectable.
Thank you.
I would do my best at any time to get ingredients for your cooking.
Kitchen slides a cookie over to you. Just
Perfect.
real slowly.
I instantly take it and I'm like lifting up my masks or my helmet's mouth guard and putting it in my mouth and putting the mouth guard back down.
What is this Pavlonian shit?
I've been doing it to all of you this entire time. Oh, you killed everyone in my name. Food?
You complimented
get
my
me.
cooking.
What
Have
about-
some more food.
You did absolutely great. I'm very glad that you beheaded that man for me. Cookie?
How about a hamburger for your troubles?
Some coffee beans? Coffee beans?
I got a whole bag of them.
So Fred's also going to let them know that even though we were hearing a lot of good things about Jarvan, there are people that don't think like his squire, Juniper. And she's going to relay the what she overheard the two girls say. And in 2 weeks, she's supposed to, what was that, Modric? What was she supposed to be doing? The knighting or
She's having
something?
her knighting ceremony.
Ah, yes. Sir Jarvan would be there for sure.
Certainly, yes.
At a knighting ceremony, a lot of people are there.
Mhm.
We can't, if we're to get rid of him at any point, it would need to be before then.
We need
It's
to find
also
out where he
2 weeks
goes
away,
with
you said?
Juniper after they do their daily rounds, really. Because it would be best if we catch him outside of his armor.
Well, the best time to get somebody out of their armor is usually when they're resting.
There are other times.
If the rumors of his activity with Juniper are correct, that would be another opportune time.
Take your armor off completely.
Mhm.
True. Our best bet would just to be finding him and following him around, probably then.
Or her.
Or her.
She may
Oh.
be easier to follow without bringing suspicion to ourselves.
They're probably together most of the time during the day, though, because they both do the rounds together. Or that was the impression that I got.
Hey, Maddie.
What's up?
Did Taito, during their travels in the day, find anyone that matched the very broad, vague description I gave them?
There was a lot.
There
that
was a bunch of
matched
them, yes.
description, but not necessarily any that
Nothing promising.
no.
Okay.
But again, like your very vague description
Mm-hmm.
you
I know
know,
what I asked of my bird.
yeah, you got what you asked for. Yeah, you got what you asked for.
So what? Tomorrow, do we just go out and wander around the city until we see the night command, the night lieutenant?
Well, we know where he's going to be in 2 days. Maybe we can go help Cedric.
We
How
also
far did he say
know.
we had to go?
North, less than a day's travel, he said.
Mhm.
So we could be there and back within 2 days.
Yep. We also know when the shift change is to know when Jarvan would be leaving the barracks.
Or returning.
I don't think the barracks is an appropriate place to try and confront him, though.
Oh, no. But
Oh, but we could follow him from there.
if you're looking for a spot to know he'll be leaving from, it'd be at least a good point of contact to have eyes on him.
Well, do we want to take up this Cedric's quest then?
I'm always ready to help a fellow chef, fermentation chef, I suppose. Whatever. I'm down to help.
I'm sure we don't have to go and speak with him before we just go. He's already asked me to do it. I said I would talk to you all, and if we just want to prepare and then get going, he said north of town. It's a lumber mill, so it should be a large enough
Maybe
landmark.
maybe Jamie would know where the lumber mill is.
That's true.
Yeah, we could definitely ask him. What time of day is it?
Mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon.
We could probably even get quite a bit of distance if we wanted to go tonight.
Be back in time to prep for the Jarvan situation.
Hmm.
And we
How
wouldn't
are we all
really have
feeling?
to hear, or we wouldn't have to worry so much about other people hearing what we're talking about if we're not in town.
Very true.
It gives us a chance to have some sort of plan or ideas of how we're going to do this. We can't get rid of him in cold blood. Like we just can't do that.
Um, we could drug him, perhaps.
I
I
think.
think we're safe that we should not talk about this here and maybe
Yeah,
on the road.
maybe we save that for
Even
on the
though we're in
road.
a private room, it may walls can have ears.
True, true.
Not real ones, Orion. It's another saying.
I mean, through magic, many things are possible.
Well,
Correct.
without magic,
Somebody
it's
please
just
cast
another
minor
saying.
illusion on the wall.
Ear sprouts from wall. No, I knew what you meant, Kitchen.
Just checking.
Yeah. That's an older turn of phrase. It's the new
How
ones
do you
that throw
turn
me
a
through a
phrase?
loop.
How do you turn a phrase?
It's just what people call them. It's turn of phrase.
I feel like I might know what you go through sometimes.
Well, then, if we're going to visit this lumber mill, we should probably set out.
Mhm.
I haven't gotten that drink from Jamie yet that he promised me, eh?
Yeah, we apparently you have
No, not yet.
a lovely beverage waiting for you today.
Yes. I meant to share it with you all, seeing as I don't really partake of too much. Um, Maybe we'll save it for the return.
Sounds good to me.
I am almost afraid to see the punch that.
I need to know. I want to meet this wizard.
Well, I suppose we'll get going.
So we
Sure.
should
Anybody
ask.
have? Oh, good.
I'm ready when the rest of you are.
Well, we should make sure Jamie will keep our room, so we won't be gone long.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be nice enough to do that for us.
Absolutely.
Well, then, let's be about it.
Let's ask him and get on the road.
Okay. Um. Okay. Following your directions, it takes you the rest of the day to get to the lumberyard. By this point, it seems to be closing down for the day. And, well, it's one of those, not gonna lie, I half expected you guys to continue debating this plan of action for a hell of a lot longer than you did. I don't actually have a plan for this.
Oh boy.
So, with that in mind, we do normally go till 10:30. But in an effort to provide this party with the best experience possible and also lay out some very important plot stuff that's going to happen next week, we are going to call it here.
I mean, we could always
Um,
go back to the bar and drink with whatever this drink is and leave in the morning.
Yeah, we could do
That's
that too.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
you could do that, mostly because I don't remember what I said the drink did.
It was
Uh,
like
Oh, it's something that's supposed to be able to give warforged
kitchen. Yeah.
creatures a sense of euphoria.
Oh, that's right. This drink was basically ecstasy in a glass.
yeah.
Woo!
For creatures without stomachs.
For any creature. That's
Yeah.
right. This drink was basically ecstasy in a glass.
Liquid serotonin.
I mean, don't tell
So we're
everyone
gonna
else.
leave in the
Dose
morning.
everybody.
As we talk to Jamie, we look outside and it starts to rain, so we're going to decide to leave in the morning.
Yes. Exactly that.
Isn't he supposed to have really good entertainment tonight?
What's that tonight?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, he's got good entertainment every night. In the connotation of knowing, like, roughly what day of the week it is, it's a Friday night. And so um, Jamie's, bar is full. It is full, it is lively, and is largely populated by men in cobalt blue and silver armor. Those that are in armor are not quite as lively as Jarvan's crew were the first night you guys were here. However, there is definitely, this is where you notice that there is a lot of armor racks that have been placed out and about. And you notice that a lot of these armor racks are still are being filled with these people's armor. Tables are being pushed out of the way, chairs are being stacked so that nothing is broken or destroyed. The band up on their dais starts to play something a little bit lively. Not, it definitely isn't the swing dancing that was happening the last time you guys were in here, but it is still lively. Matter of fact, every single one of you is offered to join the group that is getting up on the dance floor.
Well, Monric will definitely dance.
I don't partake in baltering, but I hope you have a lovely evening.
Come on, Orion, come try it.
Karsef's just gonna grunt and remain seated.
Oh, don't be a stuck in the mud.
He's not gonna move.
Kitchen? Sasha? You guys gonna join us?
I'm really not one for dancing, but I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try.
Awesome.
I'm quite all right, thank you.
No, Sasha, come on.
No, that's okay. I will watch you all and I will cheer you on. Have fun.
So, for those that get up to dance, you are placed in line with everybody. For those that are familiar, this is line dancing.
God help us.
You just hear
So,
Karsef
You're in
laughing in
trouble.
the background.
It's one of those, like, each of you winds up partnered with another one of Karthus's men, and they kind of just gently guide you through the steps as they're being called out. And soon you are moving just as, assuredly as everybody else is. And it's a lively thing. I mean, it's, like I said, it's not the swing dancing that is so incredibly dangerous from the other night, but it is still, the floor shakes and everybody is laughing and having a good time. Most of the knights, soldiers, and guards that are here right now are ranger elves. They are dark-skinned, pale-haired ranger elves.
I would like to try and kind of peruse through the crowd and see if I can
Sure.
spot anyone having maybe a more serious conversation and try and listen in.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. I can't snoop if I'm dancing.
Well, you can. That actually kind of gives you a really good cover to snoop.
Okay, thank you, Die. It's a natural 20 for 22.
Oh, okay.
First die roll of the evening for me. Thank you.
Hey, look, sometimes you play an entire session and don't roll a single
Yeah,
frickin'
no,
dice.
hey, I enjoyed getting to sit back and listen for most of this one today. I'm here for it.
Okay. Let's see. Do you notice anybody? No. Not really. You don't really notice anybody in particular. And there doesn't seem to be God, how do I want to term this? They don't seem to be anything too
There's no conversations that spark my interest.
Yeah, like nobody seems to be too serious. There seems to be like a few, but not the kind of serious that you think would lead you to something different
Talking
or
about
to
like
something
card
further.
games or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like discussions of what their plans are for the weekend. It seems like you overhear somebody kind of giving a short little complaint about having to go out on maneuvers soon to practice their ability to work as a unit. Not because they think they don't need it, but because,
It's drills.
it's drills,
Yeah.
and not everybody likes running drills all the time.
No worries. No, I was just curious, perusing the room. perusing the room. Gives me something to do while the rest of the party is dancing and or staring ominously at the dance floor / avoiding the dance floor.
Fair enough.
I'm just picturing Karasef sitting at his chair with just like a black cloud around him staring at the dance
Yeah,
floor.
I'm sitting like this.
Some reason it gets colder when you walk over in his area.
I will not boot and scoot and boogie. I will not.
No, oh my god, no, he's just
Will
like
not dance
he
on the
sits
train. I
there
will not
tapping
dance
his
on
foot,
fame.
and that's all we get out of him all night. Is just the foot tapping to the music.
Sounds like me at a concert, except I do the head bob.
Okay, no. One of the things besides that, that you kinda overhear is it actually isn't anything negative.
I don't have a teacup in front of me, but I'm ready.
Yeah. What you hear seems to be two female knights who are standing on the edge of the dance floor because there just currently isn't room.
Mm-hmm.
And they're drinking what you might be able to surmise is cider, since that seems to be one of the things that Jamie sells here. But I mean, Jamie sells just about anything that you could get, you could want. And you hear that there is a priestess of Persephone that has been seen walking around in a cobalt blue cloak. That is quite a bit too long for her frame.
Orion's smart enough to put that together. Okay. Interesting.
They go on further to state that they think they had noticed new jewelry, but that isn't necessarily to say that it was from a certain knight lieutenant. But, it may have been something that this woman had picked up for herself or whatever. But they do note that it was a ring, even if she was wearing it on a chain around her neck.
Just walking by, scribbling in notebook. You know, I think we're going to see where this goes. I would like to walk up to these ladies.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. I hope I'm not bothering you.
Not at all. What can we do for you tonight?
Well, I was hoping you could possibly help me cheer up some friends. And I'll kind of glance over to the Broodmaster over there and Sasha.
Yep.
They seem to be not quite enjoying themselves this evening. Do you think I could convince you to go offer them a dance?
Well,
The
we're
one in the chair has been in quite a mood, and trying to see if I can figure something out to cheer him up.
okay. I mean, sure. Why not?
This seems a lively event. I figured it'd be worth just throwing it out there. I sadly have 2 left feet. I'm not very good at dancing.
We saw you. Did you do the line dancing with them?
No.
No, you stood on the side. Okay. No,
I
it was
was
Kitchen that got up
meandering
and did the
through.
line dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kitchen got up and did the line dance. Sure. Why not?
And whichever one asks Karasef, I'm giving a 19 to their persuasion roll.
Oh, okay. uh, please hold for just a moment. I need to come up with another name.
But yes, I do appreciate you helping me out with my friends this evening. What are your names? You can call me Orion.
You are the worst.
How about Liliana and
No.
Carolee?
Our names are Risa and Faye.
That was you to help.
It's a
Yeah, no,
pleasure to
I
meet you.
almost, I just needed to find the other name Q. I almost had the names down. It was just like I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
quite ready.
I was like,
Yeah,
What are they?
I'm
Sorry?
helping taking you off the chopping block, but
What are they?
yeah. Just hold on to those. I may need those later.
Repeat, Maddie. I didn't hear the names.
Yes, I'm typing it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And they salute you with their drinks before wandering over to the table where Karasef and Sasha are sitting. Sasha and Karasef. 2 female knights approach your table, and both of them plunk down next to you.
I try and just absorb myself back into the crowd.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that stealth check.
It ain't gonna be good, but I'm gonna try. Ooh, I don't have disadvantage. This isn't Sundays. That's a 4.
Yeah, no. You are super obvious. So it is Faye that sits next to Sasha and Risa who sits next to Karasef. And they both kind of lean on the table a little bit. And Risa gives Karasef a kind smile. Well, good evening, handsome. Your friend said that you're a little unhappy tonight. Maybe there's something I can do to improve your mood.
I'm sure you can improve one of their moods much more easily. And I just
Oh.
gesture towards the crowd.
Ryan at the edge of your vision, just like with a notebook.
You said that she's got a 19 on the die roll.
19 plus whatever she rolls.
Yeah, please hold. Hang on.
plus
I gotta
whatever she rolls.
Plus whatever her
plus
modifier would be.
what the modifier
Ah,
is. Please hold.
Come on, be a 3.
1. Get a 1.
Please,
I
no.
just want to
You are
see
not
Karasef be
Karasef.
persuaded.
Karasef, you are not that lucky. Because she's got a 22. You know what? We don't even have to go out and dance. Talk to me. You look like a warrior. You look like you're having a bad day. Drink and share your woes with me. I'm sure I'm going to understand. Before I let Karasef get going, Sasha,
Yeah.
Faye sat next to you.
Hello?
Hi. Your friend mentioned you're not having a good time tonight.
On the contrary, I think I'm having a great time, actually.
Well, why don't you come dancing with me? Just one round.
Well, that I would prefer not to, actually.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me a guy like you's got 2 left feet.
Well, 2 left feet and a little bit of clunky armor, but
I'll dance in my armor. We'll both be clunky together.
I'm afraid I leave my dancing with somebody else.
Oh, so do I. She's sitting over there. And Faye literally jerks her thumb over her shoulder at Risa.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that you can't go out on the dance floor with a partner.
As
Because
true as that
I'm going to tell you
statement
right
is.
now, she's going to try and drink him under the table. And she might succeed. And I like dancing. Come dance with me, just once. And then we can sit and commiserate about our partners.
Where is Orion?
Oh,
I am.
You are able to find Orion very easily.
Let me tell
He
you,
kind
I'm like on the other side of the crowd, notebook out, staring at the table, taking notes. I am not
Also,
very
let's-
stealthily where I am.
Let's not forget that his porcelain is white.
Mhm.
And almost every single patron in the room is dark skinned. This man stands out like a sore thumb.
If I could have a shit-eating grin on my face, I would, but sadly it doesn't move.
Orion's true woe.
The inability for facial expressions.
I will quickly flip the mouthpiece to my helmet up, and I will tilt in such a way so that Ryan can easily read my lips.
Uh-huh.
And I will mouth the words, "You owe me." Plain as day. And then I will get up and I will hold out my hand to Faye.
Fantastic. You and Faye get yourselves a small corner of the dance floor. The dancing is awkward at best, considering the fact that you are both in armor.
Yeah, I was
But
about to say, like, as much as it's in armor, I actually don't see Sasha being a horrible dancer. I can do a performance check if you want me to.
sure, give me a performance check, and whatever you roll, she matches.
Oh God, okay. Where's my performance? Yeah, see, my performance is a +5. It's not
Do it.
bad.
Do it. Roll it.
19.
Then she also rolls a 19. It is awkward mostly because it's the armor.
Yeah.
And you two aren't familiar dancing with each other, so, shit happens. However, it is full of laughter, and you guys are having fun.
Yeah.
However, when you get back to the table, you sit down, and the two of you talk in general about your party, like your partners, without getting into too much detail.
Yeah. The fun
Karaseth.
thing is she can definitely tell that Sasha's voice lights up. She can't see his eyes, but
Oh no, she
yeah.
can tell. Yeah, she
Oh
can
yeah.
tell. Just like, I mean, you can see her face, but she gets that really fond expression that everybody gets when they're talking about their partner.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Orion's hearing none
Karaseth.
of this.
Nope.
Perfect.
Karaseth, speaking of partners,
You know, you
Shay's
see,
partner.
my goal was far more getting Karasef a little out of their shell. I appreciate Sasha going with it.
There's still only
Oh, I know. I heard you.
Karaseth, you and Risa complain about just about everything under the sun. You know, between who you believe is like rude shopkeepers who don't understand what having regulars is, you know, to
Seriously, have you been to
her
Cedric?
kind
That
of,
guy's such an ass.
yeah. And she semi agrees with you, but then also says that he does have the best cider, so you kind of just have to put up with it.
It's too
Um
sweet.
And then when you say that it's too sweet, she like inquires if you want something a little bit more sour, and then she gives like this recommendation for one of the best wineries in town and that you should absolutely go check it out because they've got the best sour brandy um around. um you know, and like you guys do, it is just a back and forth of complaints and drinking and camaraderie, and your dark mood lightens up a little bit.
Just a little.
And I
Your
need you to
heart
give
grew
me a
one size this
constitution
day.
saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
You've been poisoned.
No.
Crit.
Wow. Okay, so you and Risa go drink for drink. And there just does not seem to be any stopping the two of you. And yes, you're drunk, but you are not at the point where you're gonna pass out yet.
Probably good. That would be awkward. Karasef passed out in a bar.
Monric and Sasha, you know, carry him up to the bed. Kitchen, Monric and Fred, you take your turns out on the dance floor. Kitchen, somebody actually comes out and requests if you would be so kind as to come help them in the back because they're a little bit flooded on orders and are falling behind.
Happily, will do. So everyone,
They
gonna
do,
go cook.
and they do tell you that, of course, this will once again cover your room and board for the night for you and your party.
Always happy to help out.
Now, of course, you're not going to do that all night. It'll basically kind of just be till the kitchen closes, which is in about an hour and a half.
Okay. Sounds good.
Monric, you make lasting and positive impressions on the knights, the soldiers, the sergeants that are there.
That's a surprise. Because I don't think I'm a good dancer.
It's not necessarily the dancing. It is the fact that despite, you know, any missteps you do, you are quick to laugh it off anyway. As if you are not ashamed to make mistakes.
Oh, definitely not. I enjoy being out dancing.
And Fred, you are almost just the belle of the ball, as it were. If you had a dance card, it would have been full within the first 15 minutes of your feet hitting that dance floor. You know, you've got knights of both genders and any type of race that is there asking you to dance. And you say yes to as many as you can, but also remember to take breaks because breaks are good for you. And you gotta hydrate and, you know, all of that. It is a relaxing night despite the torrential downpour of rain that is happening outside because we are just gonna go with that story. I liked it.
I would like to do one more thing while everyone
Sure.
is doing their partying. I'd like to go find Jamie at the bar.
Jamie is very busy at the bar, but what would you like to ask him?
I'm not sure if this is something you guys do here, but I have heard of it in other inns and establishments. Do you guys have a thing if I was to tell you it's his birthday? And points out to Monric on the dance floor.
Yes.
Would there
We
be
do.
something I could ask of you to help us celebrate?
I'm assuming it's a birthday.
It is. I almost forgot it was today. I was looking through my notes back when I first met him and realized that it is, in fact, his birthday today, and it'd be a shame to not have anything happen for it. We've been doing a lot of running around, and with the festivities you seem to have going on here this evening, it seems like a good time to bring it up.
All right. Well, I will certainly talk to the band, and we'll get that settled.
And then I'm just going to go sit at the table with Sasha, Karasef, and Risa and Faye. And just kind of go back over and sit down.
It is getting towards, like, last call at the bar when the band quiets down and the room kind of gets a small little hushed tone to it. And Jamie, for the first time since you've met him, actually takes on a medium-sized appearance. His wings flutter and flicker behind him, and he gives a nod at Monric before he kind of launches into this clearly rehearsed little spiel. It is clear that he does this for birthdays. But it kind of just extols somebody's good nature, and that everybody loves a man who's not afraid to laugh at himself and all of that. And then he asks the entire bar to sing happy birthday to their visiting friend, and without missing a beat, the entire bar breaks out into happy birthday for Monric.
Monric's going to go red to the top of his head.
I
Fred's
cast
gonna run over and give
dancing
you a
lights
great
and
big
just
hug.
have them rotate above Monric for the song.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
Yeah, Monric is suddenly bashful. No, it's okay. It happens to everybody, right?
At least once a year.
Somebody leans over and says, "Yes, this is what happens for everybody's birthday." But then they also they also pat your shoulder and wish you a happy birthday. Before you find another drink shoved into your hands.
I'll quaff it. One big gulp as best I can.
Okay. Fantastic.
Raise it up to the rest of the patrons when I, finish the drink, and thank you all.
They all raise it back, and everybody just kind of drinks it back, you know? And as the night winds down, last call is called. That is where we are going to call session for the night. Thank you for the wonderful idea for staying back at the bar. Mom, that was a lovely interaction for the party. Kind of liked it. It was good.
That might change though.
Uh Sorry, I'm just writing down some final notes. So thank you so much everybody for joining us tonight. It was a fantastic pleasure to see some new names in chat. Welcome to the Dire Bear family. So do remember for the next 7 days, we are doing more charity events for Roll for Ukraine. I don't know if other DMs are going to I don't know if other DMs are going to do the same thing I did. But I have a second session for Roll for Ukraine. So if you donate during other games, I welcome you to send me the receipt.
Oh no.
I welcome you to send me the receipt
Chaos.
and then ask for what you would like changed in my game to hinder or help this party.
Or just cause chaos.
Yeah.
Or just cause chaos.
Or an NPC you want to see in the world.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's what Mom has done. My mother has asked for an
Ooh.
NPC.
I look forward
You
to
guys
it.
are not ready. You guys are not ready for this NPC at all.
I think you underestimate how ready I am.
No, Otter, you don't understand.
Well, they did
No.
help me.
Nobody is ready for this NPC.
I'm ready for it.
You are ready for this NPC, but
I'm
that being
hyped up
said,
for it.
yeah, good, because it's happening next week. So with that, I'd like to thank my players for being here tonight. Geez, guys, I wouldn't be able to tell this story without you. So, you are bringing a whole brand new breath of fresh air to my homebrewed world as we continue to story build and whatnot. This is a world that I eventually want to turn into a high fantasy medieval novel.
Ooh.
Actually,
Welcome to my notes.
That's good.
pretty much following the exact arc that you guys are doing right now. So, of course, thanking our sponsor, D&D Beyond. That is D, the letter N, dbeyond.com, a wonderful repository for everything 5e. Do you guys still have another session for Precarious's horror game?
Yes. We had to take last week off due to some life stuff, so we have a couple episodes left.
Okay. So tune in on Friday night for another episode of the horror game run by Precarious. You will see a familiar face, a couple familiar faces from Dire Bear on that stream. On Saturday, we will be back. Sans one player, and hopefully not Sans the DM and the streamer. Because as far as I know, the DM and the streamer are going to be attempting world's first on the new raid in Destiny 2. Matter of fact, as soon as we're done here, I need to go finish the campaign. So, but we'll be back with another episode of the Stolen Cities. We may be introducing a new character to fill in for a player who has had to leave us. We are almost done with that. As we have found ourselves in the Stolen City of London. Sunday, we have another episode of Varenheim.
Season finale.
Season finale of Varenheim.
Yeah, season 2 ends tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Sunday.
You know what? I would suggest tuning into Varenheim just to watch the monstrosity that is Zara's first level in 7 different classes character.
It's a wild character.
He has told me about this character, and I have straight up put my foot down that if he even tries to bring something like that into this game, I'm just gonna ask him to leave. But you should check it out because this shit is hilarious. And you should absolutely check out what he's doing with that because he's doing awesome. Monday, we see the return of the Troubleshooters, where you will see two very familiar faces from our game here on Thursday. Otter and Q will be back with the Troubleshooters Season 3. Speaking of the Troubleshooters Season 4.
Final
Speaking of the
season.
Troubleshooters, yes, the final season of the Troubleshooters. Speaking of Monday night's game, we currently have a call for submissions up for the new Monday night game coming out. Join us on Discord, and you can check out the listing there. Tuesday night will be another episode of our Star Wars campaign called The Remnant Shadow, run by Jason. And Wednesday is another episode of False Scotland Night. We will be back next Thursday with another episode of A Knight's Ransom. I almost said the Stolen Cities. Wow, today has been a long day. We will be back next week with another episode of A Knight's Ransom, where this party heads out to the lumberyard. We are in the middle of a pandemic and apparently pre-World War, even though I didn't get my 8 years of partying. Hopefully we'll get there. But please, guys, remember the pandemic's not over yet, so wash your hands, wear your mask, social distance if you can, be kind to one another, and remember, roar for initiative. Have a good night, guys.